performers have been invited to sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl, and today I will cover a few of those performances. We start our review with Idina Menzel's rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner at the 2015 Super Bowl. Not every artist has a strong voice, and not every artist can hit those notes fluidly, and this was a prime example of that. It was slow, boring, and ill-fitting. Renee Fleming in 2014 sang it well. The problem for me is that not every song translates into every style, and I don't see the Star-Spangled Banner as a song written for an operatic interpretation. This was a stretch for something different, and it failed. Sure, she can hit a high note beautifully, but one good note is not enough. Alicia Keys in 2013 was a bit slow and had some issues hitting those high notes. Kelly Clarkson in 2012 sang it with a choir accompaniment and to the point. No major wow factor, but I found this to be very well done, and she looked amazing. Christina Aguilera in 2011 was over the top. No one contests that gal has some lungs, but this was not a great rendition of the anthem, even in the slightest. It was disjointed on so many levels. She looked pretty, maybe that counts for something. Carrie Underwood in 2010. I'm not sure I expected anything different from what I heard. It was neither amazing nor horrible, with just a twinge of nasal country twang. Jennifer Hudson, 2009. This took me back, way back to the Wizard of Oz. I felt like I was walking down the yellow brick road. Beautifully composed with just the right amounts of soulful spice. A definite win. Jordan Sparks in 2008. A soft, soulful, and very pretty expression of this song. An absolute win, and she too looked amazing in her crystal-belted black dress. Billy Joel, 2007. The first guy on my list. Wow, we really like to leave the singing to our leading ladies. Billy did a great job. Another rendition that I neither thought was amazing nor horrible. He lacked a spark. Dr. John, Aaron Neville, and Aretha Franklin, 2006. This performance is really about the nostalgia attributed to these performers and less about how great they were at the event. It is important to remember our history. Past singers who were amazing include Whitney Houston, Cher, Mariah Carey, and Beyoncé. Ariana Grande sang it for the Seahawks game in 2014 and was phenomenal. Maybe the Super Bowl should recruit her in years to come. This brings me to the current all-star pop singer, lounge performer, Broadway potential, master at her craft, Miss Monster herself, who was at the top of her game and very much in her element as a performer at this year's Super Bowl. Fantastically executed. Keep on inspiring as only you can.
Remembering the 80s. It was such a mondo time, like most triumphant, especially if we book it back 30 years ago to 1986. Voyager 2 had just reached Uranus. Thankfully, the internet didn't exist yet, so no embarrassing pictures have surfaced. At the movies, Tom Cruise was flying high, Sigourney Weaver was battling aliens, and we met a robot named Johnny Five.
Input. More input.
Yes, more input indeed. Halley's Comet reached its closest point to the Sun for the second time in the 20th century. It won't be back again until 2062. On February 22nd, Nintendo released the first The Legend of Zelda game, and so from that point on, I was destined to spend so many of my hours trying my best to be Link. Primetime saw the appearance of a strange cat-eating creature from the planet Melmac when Alf landed on screen.
Hey, cowgirl! Nice calves! Nice calves!
We also saw some fashionable ladies on Designing Women and some high-priced West Coast attorneys on LA Law. March saw the birth of a tiny girl who would be a great star when Stephanie Germanotta landed on Earth to one day become Lady Gaga. On April 21st, Geraldo Rivera opened Al Capone's vault on a major network special.
What secret lies inside? It may be Scarface Al Capone's biggest secret, and we'll open it on live television.
Only to find a single bottle of moonshine, but no sign of Geraldo's dignity. In July of that year, Diego Maradona scored 2 goals, then dubbed the Hand of God and the goal of the century to beat England 2-1. This momentum led Argentina to win the FIFA World Cup. This was the era when MTV still showed music videos, and some of the most popular this year were Walk Like an Egyptian, Addicted to Love, and Sledgehammer.
All the old paintings on the tomb, they do the sun dance, don't you know? Ooh, like to think that you're immune to the stuff, oh yeah. Have a steam train.
On September 8th, the Oprah Winfrey Show premiered in syndication, and an empire was born. Kids were watching Pee-wee's Playhouse and playing with Popples, My Buddy, and Thundercats action figures at home. While the cost of a new car was only about $8,000, some things haven't changed as a gallon of gas was still just $1.89. Now hop in your DeLorean and let's head back to 2016. And maybe I'll pencil you in for another gnarly trip in a few episodes.
Men's fashion hasn't always been the most exciting, especially in decades past. Men went from dressing in pink, donning bows, and wearing heels to drab suits and relatively plain neckwear. Yes, in times past, pink was a man's color, and now it is being embraced anew. And thank goodness for that. Men are less afraid to try new things in these modern times, and let's continue to encourage that. Just like women, not every man can pull off every look. I personally love this Greg Lauren Jedi Apocalypse ensemble, but it may not be ideal for most. So know your style, know your body type, and consider the garments you wear as an extension of yourself. This look from Kenzo is not exactly my cup of tea, and I suspect that if I wore this, I might look ridiculous. Okay, Kenzo, why lie? I think even the model looks a bit comical. The only time I saw Goosebumps Chic look cool was with late Michael Jackson when he and Miss Janet paired together for the music video Scream. This might be one of their groupies. Designers, don't stop with the creativity. We have to fail several times before we achieve greatness, like these two young men walking down the streets of New York. I am absolutely digging this Ursula homage. It's quirky and innovative. When it comes to style with a quirky edge, I often look to Miss Prada. Most of these new looks are somewhat effeminate, and how great is that? I love that fashion for men is continuing to explore androgyny, and with more force.
I'm ready.
I'll pretend I didn't see that. This ducky brown look may be pushing those boundaries more than some would like, but I say bring it on. I'd probably pair this sheer tee with a less baggy pant, as my body needs a little more definition in the shapes that I wear. Vector, you are not helping our case by serving regurgitated dresses as skirts. So where does that leave us now? With variety. Even those who aren't quite ready to venture into dramatically new styles can embrace some new colors and varied shapes on classic silhouettes, like this spread from Docs. Men, be bold, be unique, and don't be afraid to try new things.
Smooth moves. So, you forgot about Valentine's Day, and now you're in the doghouse. How do you get out? Of course, the answer depends on whether this was the first or 21st time you forgot something big. First, there's always chocolate. Nothing says I'm sorry like backing up a dump truck filled to the brim with chocolate. Quantity over quality, I say. Make sure it's enough to last until next Valentine's Day. What about a puppy? Your significant other will then think of you every time they have to take the dog for a walk and pick up after it. Oh, the fond memories they will form every time the dog shreds a favorite shoe. A new kitchen appliance might seal the deal, and you will benefit from that deal. After getting them a new KitchenAid, I'm sure you can expect cookies, cakes, and other treats to be made just for you, in thanks for that special gift that keeps your lover in the kitchen. If your special someone happens to be male, get them a tie. Even though they have that huge collection of ties they never wear, they will cherish that one because you gave it to them the day after Valentine's, which everyone knows is such a special day. What about an e-card? Since all the good cards will be gone from the store by now, you can log into one of the many e-card sites and send a lovely electronic memory for them to cherish. And hey, maybe if you're lucky, the site will let you backdate it and blame the delay on them. And for all you unmarried partners, here's a great idea. Get them a nice piece of jewelry, like earrings or a necklace, and make sure the jeweler puts it in a ring box. Then, when you pull that ring box out with a sheepish grin, make sure to get down on one knee before handing it over. When they see it's not an engagement ring, the room will instead ring with the peals of laughter from your well-timed joke.
Peafo Net is not responsible for any fleas, ticks, or mange you may get from sleeping in a doghouse. We are not responsible for any lost deposits from filling a rented dump truck with chocolate. We are not responsible for any cleaning fees related to the purchase of any pets. We are indemnified against any criminal charges brought against any viewers due to attempts to hack e-card websites or charges stemming from assault or attempted murder of a loved one due to a mistaken proposal.
Take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have the facts of life.
Many polar bears in Russia have reportedly become addicted to jet fuel. They apparently sniff it to get high and pass out.
The influences of man. Speaking of polar bears, though singles and triplets have been recorded, females give birth to twins almost every single time.
There's a chain of Russian cafes that charges by the hour. Everything on the menu's included, and you pay dependent on how long you stay. They've since launched some locations in London.
I hope they open up one here locally. America spreads its chains, making Russia home to the largest McDonald's in the world, seating a whopping 700 people.
I imagine with their intense winters they could use a heavy dose of calories.
Russia's a beautiful country with a sordid history. But did you know that Russia is larger than Pluto?
What? Does that make Russia a possible candidate to be a planet? Would they still call it Mother Russia? And would it pop out little moons like babushka dolls?
I don't think Russia will be a planet anytime soon, though it does have enough explosives to blow up several planets.
Yes, this is true. In fact, with over 8,400 nuclear weapons, it has more than any other country.
Vodka comes from the Russian word voda, which literally translates to water.
Those Russians sure do love their drink. In fact, beer wasn't even considered an alcohol until sometime in 2011 and 2013. It was previously classified as a soft drink.
Wow, does that mean children drink beer regularly?
I guess.
Studies show that children who drink before the age of 15 are 5 times more likely to abuse alcohol as adults.
Which could contribute to Russia's higher alcohol-related death toll.
And also to countless videos of Russians doing crazy things on YouTube. This is Jason
And Ahmed, signing off. I thought I said it wrong, but I'm always thinking I say something wrong, and maybe I said it right, so thank you for catching that. All right, Apocalypse. This Jedi Apocalypse.
Darling, if you want the beads, you've got to own the seeds.
You know what to do.
Subscribe. We'll see you next time.